is a motion to approve the purchase of a 312 Toter EVR2 recycling carts and rubbish cans for an amount not to exceed $36,000.
Got some questions, Dave.
Sure.
About a month ago, we started snow on the ground, not even a month ago. I was over at the DPW and there was a lot of broken ones out back, a lot of them. Were those taken back? Did Luthenberg take them?
Well, they were accounted for warranty purposes, and they're going to be replaced by the manufacturer. So yes.
So do we know how many that was? Did we get a count that they took?
I don't have the count off the top of my head, but I could have it for tomorrow.
Okay.
Do you?
And,
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
I noticed there's about 50 there now. I don't know what kind of shape they're in, if those are all broken.
There's about 30 of each can there now, 30 to 35. Some of them are the smaller cans.
Okay. And we're getting, because I was out in the neighborhood Sunday, did a couple service, and I noticed some vacant homes that had the both cans. But I also noticed some homes that had 2 of the trash cans and 2 of the recycles.
Sure.
You know, so is he getting with the program, making sure these cans are at the addresses they're supposed to be? Because I got a feeling a lot of these are walking away and rolling away.
That is some of the problem, is that residents are stealing their vacant neighbors' homes' cans. That is an issue. Midwestern hasn't started doling them out yet because we just haven't had cans on which to do them. We just have 30 or 35. We've done them up to this point. So we do have a list that's supposed to track each home, or it does track each home, and that will be loaded into the CRM system, so we'll be able to see that as we go. But it's difficult to track if someone steals your neighbor's cans.
Well, I understand that.
Complains.
But over the last 3 years, it's been, we're going to do a random check and, just make sure these cans are where they're supposed to be.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, do you have a list, like, how many, what cans, what are issued to each individual
Sure,
household?
like
Because I know some people
Yeah,
have.
they do. 'Cause
occasional
I remember, I was out there when
can.
they dropped mine, and there was
Right.
they had a big truck, there was a lady writing down the numbers, and then they
Right.
put those 2 at the back, and 2 guys were just grabbing
Right,
it.
and if
So,
you
I
walk-
mean, if they were off, it would be like, because maybe
Right.
your neighbor, they wrote, the wrong numbers and different, but
Right.
We should
shouldn't
have a
be too
list
bad.
that tracks to all the cans and all the.
What are you saying, Charlie, that's like somebody's got 6 of them and we think.
Yeah, one guy actually did have 6. He had 3
And that's why
recycles.
we need 600 more, because somebody's
I think they're taking them and they're using them, and they're setting them out in, in the vacant homes, around them, or they're putting them out in theirs.
Well, right, because people do have multiple cans if they want.
Yeah, you could
to
buy
purchase
it.
an
Yeah, you can
actual
buy
can.
it, I understand that,
Yeah.
but, I'm over on Dean Street and stuff, and there's more than one instance. Another
Right.
thing is that, I don't know if we have ordinance, if these have to be behind the fence or out of sight, because there's a lot of them in the front yards, right by their front doors.
The ordinance does say that they have to be outside. I can just look
And
that
that's
up
just an
recently.
opportunity for someone to take it and roll it to their house, or whatever.
Are you
You'll-
saying they have a serial number? I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They all have sure.
I just feel that, the trash company needs to step up and take more responsibility for it.
So does
And they said they
Right.
would.
does Paul handle these, or do you both do Toter directly?
Seems like there's a lot
It's
of
a
cans out there
combination.
that are valuable to be brought back into given.
They were on,
we
but
need to start.
Mr. Rutenberg, Midwestern Sanitation, has offered to deliver them, and we'll store them at DPW, and they'll maintain the list.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Really, right now, what we've got, now tracking down ordinance violations or people stealing cans, that's a whole.
Well, I
that's a whole
understand that,
other-
but
I
we
mean,
need to
how-
kind of keep an eye on it. This is a lot of money, and this is like the 3rd time we ordered cans. And supposedly, we got enough cans when this program started to supply the whole city.
That's not correct. When the program started, there were thousands of vacant homes that cans weren't ordered for.
Okay?
Because they were vacant, foreclosures, those type things. So there were a number of cans, probably the tune of a couple thousand, that weren't ordered initially because there was no water bill going on living there.
Okay.
But inevitably, some places still got delivered because we might not have had current data on that. But currently, as we stand, we do have, on the rubbish side, we do have about 200 work orders requesting additional rubbish cans. And some of those are people who just moved into some of those foreclosed homes that have turned over, and they need cans that have never had them. Recycling's about 110.
Okay. So with these work orders, that's now going to be done by Ruthenberg,
Correct.
so that our guys are freed up to do the important stuff?
That's the idea.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yeah.
just a quick question. The 200 rubbish, and we have 312 on order. How long will it take for these to come in?
It takes about 6 weeks.
I mean, is that enough? I mean, by the time we get them and take them out, I mean, that number could be 300 and all of them are gone.
Right, and we do have, this is out of this year's budget, but we have budgeted for another set for next year, of 312 each, depending on how things work out with the deliveries and what's still outstanding. This should give us a little cushion, it's 312 of each.
Dave, what's the relevance of 312? I mean,
A load is 624.
okay. They're like about 300.
It's like speed of sound.
Yeah.
Got the houses down
Right.
to,
Like, the ones that are out, that were taken back from warranty, that we can expect those back, and those will be a cushion too.
Those will be a cushion, and like I said, we've got about 30 to 35. Some of them are the 64 gallons, the smaller ones, which some people want or don't want. But, so we'll have some in addition to these, and that should get us stabilized to see where we're at.
You'll have that number of how many went out to warranty?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right, item number 12, motion to approve the purchase of parts and services from Wolverine Ford to repair a dump truck in an amount not to exceed $5,136.74. Is this company one you use all the time?
It is, it's just that the item went over $2,000 on this one particular item.
What repairs are being made to this?
And I'm not the best on the engine components, but basically antifreeze is leaking into the engine and it's being burnt off with the fuel.
that's a cracked head, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a valve actually that goes in there that cracked, and then it's leaking into the head. And this is one of our newer dump trucks. Of course, they're all out of warranty, but this is one of the newer of the bunch.
Do we use this company quite a bit? I mean, are they pretty reputable? 'Cause that could blow a whole engine.
Yeah,
So,
no,
I
this,
mean,
we
Is
use,
this gonna be like the fire truck where,
no,
they already did the assessment on it? Okay.
13, Corby Energy Services, was sole source to repair and maintain the streetlights on Van Born for an amount not to exceed $16,590.
So this is gonna be for all of those streetlights, everything?
yes.
Okay.
Madam Chair, this is an item that many of you have asked me about.
I live right there.
Corby Energy has historically been the city's streetlight maintenance firm. The city actually owns some streetlights on Van Born and North Line that are not maintained, part of DTE's system that they maintain. There are two sections, one's on Van Born again and one's on North Line. The one on Van Born has been out for a while, and it's due to the underground wire deterioration. So this actual bid is to replace that underground wiring to get those lights up to speed.
So my question on this is because it initially says to maintain and repair, but it looks like it's really just a quote on repairing.
I'm repairing that
What's
particular
already-
string of lights, yes.
Okay.
Normally, they're just replacing the bulbs and
So going further on the replacement part, would there be additional funding, additional costs incurred? Because it
You
looks
mean
like,
for maintaining?
yeah, for the maintaining part, it looks like this is just the repair
Well, this is
for the
for,
16,000.
that's correct, but annually we do budget, and
Oh.
the 14-15 budget there is maintenance, money's there for maintaining those lights.
Question, have we gotten anywhere with looking at, going over to LED, with, DTE, any grants, any matching funds? Would this be a good project for it? Because now the annual maintenance is every 5, 8 years, 10 years,
To answer your question, we're working with DTE now on putting together a package for the LED switch out. Basically, it'll break down to 200 of the city's most expensive light fixtures, primarily on Telegraph and some other areas in the south end of town. So probably at the next meeting or two of the council, we'll have a proposal from DTE to do a project as they're trying to kind of divvy them up amongst all their cities that they service.
Okay.
So we do have a project coming forth. These don't particularly apply to that at this point because there's a question of whether or not they meet DT standards of taking them over, and that's a detailed process of doing paperwork and actually working with our repair company to tell DT what we have
Okay.
and whatnot. So there is, yes.
Do you even know what